All right, folks, back on the Bossman Show. Atlanta Hawks big man Bruno Fernando, number 24, doing big things. Bruno, what's up with you, my guy?
Not much, man. Not much, man. Just out here in LA, man.
I hear that, man. Hey, brother, I must have to tell you, man, you've been playing your butt off, man. Been playing well. So I'm asking you, man, how happy are you with your development as a player, knowing all your hard work you put in is paying off now?
Man, it feels good. It's always a good feeling. It always feels good to be given an opportunity. And, for someone like me, my position, what I'm saying, it's always a gratifying thing to, just continue to, put in work and, just continue to have hope that things could possibly change. And eventually something happens and all of a sudden, you know, things, the situation have changed and now you are thrown into the fire. So just being able to come out there and contribute and help the team win the games and, figure out, how to establish myself, and fit in with the guys, this has definitely been a good thing for me. So, I can't really complain.
And Bruno, talk about staying ready, being a professional, staying ready. I know it's hard sometimes when you're not playing and then you get thrown into the fire, but you stayed ready the whole time. You was always prepared mentally to go out there and play well, and you did that, and you showed us. What about that for those out here listening about staying ready always?
All right, man. This is like I always say, man, we playing a game of basketball, it's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as something that I get to do it, not that I have to do it. And, for me, it's just always about staying professional. I think that, like I always say, the things that got me here will keep me here. And, my mindset, my work ethic have been one of those things. So continue to stay professional, continue to approach it the right way, continue to stay engaged. For me, I come to the gym as much as I can, whether I'm playing or not, to just keep myself mentally engaged. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest part about it because it's so easy to get caught up on things and voices here and there, about your own situation, not a situation that those people aren't even in. So for me, just being able to block out everything and just continue to focus on what I'm supposed to do as a professional, continue to work on my, daily, continue to just, focus on the daily grind that I have in front of me. And, it has paid dividends for me. I've been able to come in and be thrown into the fire and contribute to the team, and being able to orchestrate the defense and stuff like that. So I mean, I just like you said, man, it's about staying ready, it's about staying professional, and just knowing that eventually your name is going to be called and never really checking out. Just continue to stay engaged.
And Bruno, when you come in the game, man, the other team feels you, and the Hawks feel you too, man. Your energy is one of a kind. The passion you have for games one of a kind. You see it when you come in, you make immediate impact, man. That's make you happy knowing all that hard work is paid off. Like we see it as fans, as the radio media guys, we see it, man. You come in the game, man. We feel you.
Most definitely, man. That's always the goal. You want to make your presence felt. You know what I'm saying? This is at the end of the day, this is the best basketball league in the world. Whether it is a 5 minutes, 2 seconds, or 10 minutes opportunity, you get to be out there. You must make it worth it. Worth it while. So for me, that's kind of the mindset I just always have, trying to come into the game and impact the game in whichever way I can. Whether it is just calling out the screens loud or whether it is blocking shots or running up and down the court, and I have an advantage most of the times against the other bigs that I play against. They're normally slower than I am. So I can just run up and down and I get to move my feet, normally faster. So, but that's just like you said, man, you wanna make your presence felt. You wanna feel a part of it. And you want to make sure that, the people who are watching are also noticing.
And Bruno, for you, man, going up to Angola, man, at what point did you decide that you want to play basketball and make that your passion, man? Being a brother from Angola, man, doing thing over there in the great
Right.
continent of Africa, man.
Right. Man, it was crazy because I grew up playing soccer. All my brothers, I have, um, four other brothers, and they all play soccer growing up. So for me, I was like, okay, I wanna follow what they do. So I was playing soccer with them before, and then all of a sudden I started getting taller, and that's when I kind of switched over to basketball. And that wasn't really until 10 years old when I really flipped onto basketball and started just kind of like practicing just because I was getting tall, not necessarily because I liked the game of basketball, because my passion was always in soccer because that's what I saw growing up. But,
Mm-hmm.
eventually the more you do it, the more you fall in love with it, and the more you continuously, want to continue to get better. And that's kind of how it happened for me.
How cool is it, man? You get to play for your country, Angola, now on the senior team. They deal with a junior team for a little while coming up as you getting growing in your process, brother. But how cool was it for you now to represent your country of Angola? Had that flag on you, man, had that jersey on you, knowing that you're doing it for all your people back home, man.
Man, it's such a dope feeling, man. Man, there's a lot of great things that can happen in this life. That's definitely certainly one of them. You know what I'm saying? For me, just being able to wear Angola across my chest and going out there on the world stage and represent them at the World Cup. And this summer we have the Olympics qualifiers, hopefully qualifying to the Olympics, which is the biggest, you know, basically the biggest sporting events. So man, for me to be able to play for my country and be able to, bring some smiles and happiness to those people, Angola historically has been through so much, and the people out there continue to go through so much, man. And if there are any ways of bringing joy to those people, whether it is through sports or anything else we could possibly do, man, we always open to do it. So that's certainly something that for me, um, so it's going to have a huge meaning, playing for them and be able to, impact the lives of those people back home. Some of them don't even know where their next meal is coming from tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to have them sit in front of a TV or whatever it is they are that they can and watch the game and be all, joyful and forget about what they're going through for a little minute, hour, or second. So that's really what it is about for us, man. For me, for sure.
And you know what, Bruno? Being a Jamaican American, I always cheer for any African country. I know where we all come from, so I'm
Most,
always cheering for any African country because we are our brothers and sisters together. We all connected to
most
each other.
definitely.
So I
Most definitely.
always cheer for any African country. I Jamaican and American. I always cheer for any African country I see. Because we all have the same struggles globally. To be honest, with
For
each,
sure.
really each other.
For sure. That's love, for sure.
No doubt. And Bruno, man, what I also love is how the NBA is investing in NBA Africa. And for you
Yeah.
being an African player from Angola, we see how basketball has risen in Africa, the continent itself, and
Yeah.
how interest of it is just so high now.
Yeah, man. It's dope, man. It's such an amazing thing to see, what I'm saying, for us all as, obviously being Africans, the whole history within the continent, over the past years, just like struggling to figure out a way to make it through, whether it is basketball or soccer or anything, or even American football, which is now something that's currently developing too. But with what the NBA is doing now in Africa with the BAL and just, always figuring out ways to kind of contribute to the continent with basketball without borders or, junior NBA Africa and all those type of events, man. It's certainly been a great thing and has definitely help the growth of the sport, back home and obviously allowing kids to continue to dream. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, me being able to get to the NBA is already something like a light for them at the end of the tunnel where they can see that it's possible to make it as well. But with the NBA actually making their presence felt out there in their continent certainly does give it a different feel. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to be a part of any of those things while I was growing up out there. But to see a lot of those kids that I, saw growing up doing those things now is definitely a gratifying feeling, man. I'm extremely happy and excited about what's to come, and the BAL has definitely shown proven to show that it's a lot of great things to come.
I got two more for you, Bruno, man. Yeah, and you're a fan favorite, man, because of your big smile, your personality, enthusiasm. So, bro, where did that come from, man? Where'd you get that big smile, man? That enthusiasm you have, that passion you have. The fans love you, man. Anytime you come in the game, man, the six fan section is chanting your name like crazy.
Right, right, man. You know what? And I said this before, and it's crazy because it might sound cliche, but it's I'm always about love, man. You always got to give love, and love generates love. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, thank God for being in the position that I am and continuously, being able to make an impact on people's lives. So I don't take that for granted. I don't take not 1 second, not 1 minute of that for granted. We only get to do this for so long. And at some point in our lives, we all get away from this. So why not maximize it and just make an impact as while I can. And if that's just smiling at somebody, giving a high five at somebody, or you know, excuse me, helping brighten somebody else's day, man. That's what I'm gonna come in and do. And that really, honestly, it's just something I always naturally had. I've always been a happy kid. Um, Obviously, as you grow as an adult and you find out more things about life, you tend to be shaped in certain ways differently. But for me, I just always being able to, maintain that joy that I've always had. So it's kind of like I do it for that little 5-year-old Bruno that was just always happy for no reason. So, now life gives you so many reasons when you've grown for sometimes not seeing joy in things. But for me, I just try to maintain my joy and I never let it be taken away from me. So that's really what it comes from. And my family is always a joyful family. Grew up around a lot of noise, a lot of people, a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming of just happiness. So that's always been my background, man. That's always been a part of me for sure.
No doubt, my brother. Same on my side of the family too, man. With my Jamaican side, every man, my mom people, they have a blast, man. It's one of a kind. And last one for you, Bruno, man. What's your favorite thing about the Atlanta culture, man? Being back for a second time here. What's your favorite thing about being in the city of ATL, and man, where all it has to offer?
Man, it's just everything, man. Just the variety of, different things and people. And obviously, I love how that is such a huge connection, such a strong um, connection, in the entertainment industry, between whether it's basketball and the music culture and, all these other things that can really certainly bring the people together. You know what I'm saying? It's so dope to see at our games and, those guys show up, 2 Chainz and them show up and always showing love and support, just kind of showing how much they really appreciate the game of basketball and what we do for the city of Atlanta. Obviously the same way we do it for them and their music and the concerts and all this type of things. But for me, I just think it's just that uh that commitment on both sides that really do bring the people together in the city of Atlanta. So and obviously the people itself, that's just Atlanta being Atlanta, man, and that's definitely one thing that makes us all love and enjoy Atlanta.
And you know what, Bruno? I love when at the games, man, seeing our super fan Boosie, man, doing this thing on the
For
front
sure,
on the front row,
for
man.
sure,
He be
for
into
sure.
it, man.
For sure. He DC Young Fly too. That's another one, man. They be going, they just enjoying the game, man. And that's something that you have fun seeing for sure.
No doubt, Bruno. Thank you for your time today, brother. And I'll see you on Saturday night, man. Let's get this win against the Suns here on Thursday night, and I'll see you Saturday at the ring, my brother. We're gonna get it going
Let's
one
do
more
it.
time, bro.
All right, boss man. Appreciate you.
See you, bro.
All right.